order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Wayne Simpson.
Here.
Lori Story.
Here.
Steve Nipper.
Here.
David Sisson.
Here.
James Jefferson.
Here.
Bo Pettit.
Here.
Jeannie Marie Whitehead.
Here.
And Tia Wesson.
Here.
Thank you all for coming this evening. We only have one item of business, and that is Omnibeast. I met with the family Tuesday after our last meeting. They did ask if they needed to be here tonight, and I said no. It's a long drive. It's a long flight. We're going to hope you're in town more than just for tonight. We worked out a deal. Mr. Nelson sat in with us. A little hot, Troy. Mr. Nelson sat in with us. I've sent development agreement over to you along with an appropriation ordinance. Ms. Souter, do you have a few comments that you could help before we get started?
Yes, I'd love to. So, thank you all for coming tonight, first of all. I've been to several conferences over the last 6 months or so. I'm also a member of the Southwest Arkansas Development Alliance. It's a group of 8 counties. We get together once a month. And in July, we always have a topic to discuss from our communities. And so I did not pick the topic. This was just picked on its own. It was like, how is housing development in your community? So ours is ours is like all the others. Everyone is suffering with housing. I was just telling them if we had the possibility of making a difference. And they were all super excited. And you may have heard from a couple of people that have been wanting to reach out to say how important it is for not only Southwest Arkansas, the state of Arkansas, our country, but our town too. So in saying all that, this could really help an issue that we realized we've had a couple of years ago from doing our housing study, where about 4 years ago we realized what a deficit we are. And I think Dave and I have discussed some of that with y'all in the past, and just knowing all that, that having this opportunity to have this housing development could really help us with the opportunity of lithium coming in, so people will choose our community to move here. They can move anywhere. They have a lot of options. This would give them an option to live here. So.
Ms. Baylor, if you'd read the development agreement where we can get into discussion, please.
Development agreement. Comes the city of Magnolia, Arkansas, by and through Parnell Van, the duly elected mayor, operating with the approval of the city council, having authorized this action by resolution passed on the 28th day of May, 2025, and Omnibeast Investment, LLC, by and through its president, Julie Panteras, and for their agreement states as follows. Omnibeast Investments, LLC, hereinafter the developer, is the owner of in excess of 300 acres of land located in close proximity to the city of Magnolia, hereinafter the city. The developer has proposed to develop a gated subdivision with community features and amenities. The development shall involve the construction of approximately 500 new homes of various sizes and price ranges. The developer estimates the project to be completed within 5 years from the beginning date. Upon completion of the project, the development shall be regulated by the developer and its residents in such form as may be decided by such parties. The city shall not have regulatory authority over the property, the common areas, or any portion of the development other than the water lines, water meters, and sewer utilities. The parties agree that the street shall be exempt from the requirements of City Code Section 20-149 because the location of the proposed development is outside of the city limits. However, the utilities, which is the water and sewer utilities, as described in the code, shall be subject to inspection, ownership, and maintenance as provided therein. The city agrees to maintain external water main, lift station, and forced sewer main, and to maintain internal water lines, sewer lines, and water meters after developer has completed installation and inspection of sewer lines, water lines, and water meters inside the development. Lot owners shall be responsible for maintenance of their individual water lines to the water meter and sewer lines to the city's sewer main. Further, to facilitate the city, developer agrees to provide a 15-foot utility easement to the city for any necessary maintenance, repair, and upkeep of the installed infrastructure after completion of installation. And the city shall provide external infrastructure, including extending a 12-inch water line approximately 8,600 feet to the property of the developer, ensuring a consistent and high-volume water supply. The city shall also construct a minimum 110-foot water tower with a 100,000 plus gallon capacity to enhance water storage and maintain optimal pressure levels. And the city has arranged with TCW to extend high-speed, reliable fiber network to the development, capable of delivering up to 10 Gbps symmetrical speeds. However, the developer shall be responsible to select and contract for such service. And the city has further coordinated with Energy, which has confirmed its readiness to provide service when requested by developer. The city has further agreed to provide the following services for wastewater and lift station commitment. Upgrades to the following lift stations, which are the Partee Lift Station, Tanyard Creek Lift Station, and the Big Creek Lift Station. The developer shall cause to be installed an exterior wastewater infrastructure and lift station to get sewer from the development property line to the city sewer main. The cost of the sewer project is projected to be $1,800,000. The city agrees to pay back the developer from the collection of utilities the sum of $40,000, beginning after the 10th home of the planned community has been completed, with water meters installed, by paying to the developer $40,000 for every 10 homes that are built and have active meters. An example of the repayment schedules: upon completion of 10 homes, $40,000 repaid; upon completion of 20 homes, $40,000 repaid; and upon completion of 30 homes, $40,000 repaid. Continue in this manner until the full $1,800,000 has been reimbursed. The city requires the wastewater engineer, A.L. Franks Engineering of Texarkana, Arkansas, to inspect exterior wastewater infrastructure and lift station to said development. Inactive lots refer to lots deeded to parties other than the city or developer. Due to potential inactivity in construction, there will be a $100 monthly fee per lot, which will be assessed 6 months after sale until the connection of the lot to active water service. All parties must comply with local, state, and federal regulations, including permits, inspection, and environmental standards. Any modification to infrastructure plans must be mutually agreed upon in writing. In the event that any dispute arises between the city and the developer, which is not resolved by mutual agreement, then the parties agree to enter into mediation with a mutually agreeable mediator prior to litigation. In the event any controversy cannot be resolved by mediation, then the parties agree that jurisdiction shall be vested in the Circuit Court of Columbia County, Arkansas. The court may enter such orders it determines necessary to resolve the controversy, including the issuance of judgment, injunctions, and award of attorney fees and costs to the successful party. The parties agree that the project shall undergo the following timeline upon approval of the ordinance by Magnolia City Council. The city and developer will agree to a commencement date for the services specified in the development agreement. The commencement date shall be based upon the estimated completion by the developer of the site and the time required for the city to complete the utility construction. The parties agree that the goal is to complete each requirement concurrently. The city commits to completing its services under the development agreement within 2 years of the agreed upon commencement date. Developer commits to begin site preparation, including clearing the land, no later than the agreed upon commencement date.
Okay, discussion, questions, comments? While you're thinking of a question, as I rode around over the last week looking at where's our next subdivision, where's our next home site at, I'm sure they're out there. You know, we were thinking that we'd put this water line up or down the old El Dorado Highway somewhere, but no one's wanted to develop there. And then OmniBeast shows up, but I really have not found that would make a good subdivision location in our town. And maybe it's out there, I just hadn't seen it, but you've heard the development agreement. Are there questions or comments from the council about the development agreement? Okay.
The only question I would have is where does the commencement date end up being written? Is that going to be in this document or in a separate document?
commencement date. Let's go to item 9, paragraph A, on the development agreement. We have got to get busy, upon passage tonight, we've got to get busy because that money's got to be spent, our money's got to be spent by May of '28. And, I think it'll take a good, between health department, laying the line, testing the line, that's a good 10, 12 months. So we've got to go to work immediately. Now, we were already, as you know, going to do the upgrades to our lift stations. We were already going to install the water tower. So, that'll be up to Andy, but I'm sure we're going to have a water tower contractor and a water line contractor that are both going to be working at the same time. So that commencement date's going to have to be looked at here pretty quick. We've got to get started. Well, if I hear no questions or comments, could I get a motion to adopt and pass the development agreement as read?
I make a motion that we adopt the development agreement as read.
I'm second.
I've heard Mr. Simpson motion and Ms. Story second. Could we call the roll, please?
Wayne Simpson,
Yes.
Lori Story,
Yes.
Steve Nipper,
Yes.
David Sisson,
Yes.
James Jefferson,
Yes.
Bo Pettit,
Yes.
Jean Marie Whitehead,
Yes.
Tia Wesson.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Miller, when you're ready, could we have a reading of the appropriation ordinance?
An ordinance to extend sewer service to a proposed subdivision located on County Road 11, build and establish a lift station, implement the use of previously appropriated funds to build a water tower, and establish a water main to the subdivision. Provide for a means of paying back the wastewater cost of development to the developer from utility revenues. Whereas Omni Beast Investments LLC, hereafter the developer, is the owner of an in excess of 300 acres of land on County Road 11, approximately 2 miles outside Magnolia, Arkansas, a city of the first class. And whereas the developer has proposed to the city their intent to build, develop, and operate a gated subdivision with features and amenities upon their property, provided the city would provide reimbursement for infrastructure for sewer service to the property to be installed by of the developer. And whereas the city projects the total cost of constructing a forced sewer main and lift station connecting the proposed residential development to the Partee lift station to be $1,800,000. The developer has agreed to pay $1,800,000, and the city has agreed to repay the developer in increments of $40,000 for every 10 homes built with active water meters, beginning with the 10th home until full reimbursement of $1,800,000. And whereas the plan of the developer has been presented to the council at public meetings and has received favorable support from the council and the public, and the council recognizes the need to support future residential development. And whereas the developer and the city have entered into a development agreement which has been approved by the mayor and the city council. And whereas upon passage of this ordinance, the developer and city shall comply with paragraph 9 of the development agreement to develop and complete the project as it relates to the city's obligations under the agreements. The mayor is authorized to enter into any and all documents necessary to carry out the intent of this ordinance. The developer agrees to contribute $1,800,000, and the city shall repay, beginning with the completion of the 10th home with active water meters, in incremental payments of $40,000 for every 10 homes completed, to continue until a total of $1,800,000 is paid in full. The completion of the wastewater force main line, lift station, water tower, and water main shall be completed within 2 years after satisfaction of Section 2 of this ordinance and completion of site preparation by Omni Beast Investment LLC. All ordinances or parts thereof in conflict herewith are hereby repealed to the extent of such conflict.
You've heard the first reading of the ordinance. Are there questions or comments about the ordinance?
I think, I'd like to say thank you to you for meeting with the family and coming up, to a conclusion on this. I think this is a better stewardship of our city's money, and I like this proposal much better.
Any other comments or questions?
Make a motion that we approve this.
Well, let's put it on its second reading by title only.
Let's do that then.
Okay. There's a motion from Mr. Nipper to put this ordinance on its second reading by title only. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Whitehead. When you have time, Ms. Meter, call the roll.
Wayne Simpson,
Yes.
Lori Story,
Yes.
Steve Nipper,
Yes.
David Sisson,
Yes.
James Jefferson,
Yes.
Bo Pettit,
Yes.
Jeannie Marie Whitehead,
Yes.
and Tia Wesson.
Yes.
Second reading by title only. An ordinance to extend sewer service to a proposed subdivision located on County Road 11, build and establish a lift station, implement the use of previously appropriated funds to build a water tower and establish a water main to the subdivision, provide for a means of paying back the wastewater costs of development to the developer from utility revenues.
I hear no comment. Is there a motion to put this on its third and final reading by title only?
Make a motion. Second.
So a motion from Ms. Story, a second from Ms. Wesson. Could we have a roll call, please?
Wayne Simpson,
Yes.
Lori Story,
Yes.
Steve Nipper,
Yes.
David Sisson,
Yes.
James Jefferson,
Yes.
Bo Pettit,
Yes.
Jeannie Marie Whitehead,
Yes.
and Tia Wesson.
Yes.
Third reading by title only. An ordinance to extend sewer service to a proposed subdivision located on County Road 11, build and establish a lift station, implement the use of previously appropriated funds to build a water tower and establish a water main to the subdivision, provide for a means of paying back the wastewater costs of development to the developer from utility revenues.
Everybody good? Could I have a motion to adopt this ordinance?
Motion.
Second.
Motion from Ms. Whitehead, second from Mr. Simpson. Any discussion? Ms. Meter, would you call the roll?
Wayne Simpson,
Yes.
Lori Story,
Yes.
Steve Nipper,
Yes.
David Sisson,
Yes.
James Jefferson,
Yes.
Bo Pettit,
Yes.
Jeannie Marie Whitehead,
Yes.
Tia Wesson.
Yes.
Council, thank you. Mr. Nelson, thank you. Ms. Souter, thank you. Looking forward to what our community looks like. We had a great meeting today with another development group coming to town, building housing, so we're hopefully going to look a lot different in the next 2-3 years. But thank you all for what you did. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion from Mr. Jefferson, second from Ms. Wesson. All in favor?
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you. I'll keep you updated.